There we go. All right. So, let us see the Skarner trailer. Let's start at the beginning. We'll start at the beginning. We'll go through all of it. We'll see the information. We'll laugh about the fact that they give no details whatsoever, and then we'll show the reason why. Spoiler alert. All right, so let's see the trailer. Wait, did they make it into a YouTube short? Oh my God, League of Legends. Come on, man. All right, guys. The Skarner rework. Let's see the trailer. I'm glad it's Captain Flowers because he's like a Skarner main. All he does is like hype up Skarner, which is pretty cool. So let's see if it's good. And then we'll look up the abilities in detail. So if you can't hear the video, don't worry about it too much.
Because it's Skarner time.
Is it better?
Quaking in your boots? You should be. Skarner's passive applies quaking stacks with each attack.
Okay, quaking stacks with each attack. So it's just an on-hit passive. Also, how's the sound now, guys?
Enemies with max stacks take damage over time.
Okay, dot. I like the rock chunk throw. That's pretty cool.
Q. Skarner literally rips up a chunk of the earth, buffing his next few attacks.
Oh.
Then he smashes the boulder on.
Okay, so it's a two-parter. It's a two-parter. You can hear it fine? Good.
Some fools and slows them down. Or he can recast right away to toss it at their faces instead. W makes the ground quake beneath Skarner, damaging nearby enemies and giving him a chunky shield.
It also slows. The little jagged lines means it slows as well.
With E, Skarner charges fearlessly forward, following the cursor. He can
going through walls is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's a little cane trick that opens up a lot of movement in the jungle. So that's pretty cool thematically. I like that.
Even smash through terrain. He then seizes his puny enemy, stunning and damaging them if he hits a wall. Impale him.
Oh, it's like mixed with a little bit of flavor from Poppy. Interesting. But it looks like you can only go in a line.
Drag him. It's all still here, baby. Skarner can now suppress up to 3 enemy champions with his ultimate.
Okay.
That's right, 3. While suppressed.
So it has to be in a line.
Are getting dragged along wherever Skarner wants to go.
Looks like it's a lot shorter. Looks like the grab's a lot shorter, but they made it stronger with it being 3 people.
Can't run, you can't hide, you can't do nothing, cause it's Skarner time. Quaking in your boot.
All right, it's a really funny loop actually. It just loops back to the beginning. All right, so let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. What do you all think so far about the theme of the rework? WL, what do you guys think? Let me know. So let me turn up the volume mixer again. Got to turn the music just slightly down. There we go. What do y'all think of it so far? I think that thematically, it's pretty cool. I like the thematicness of it. So, quaking, Skarner's attack. So all of his abilities put his passive. We don't know what the stacks are, but it's a percentage health magic damage over the duration. So his autos do this, Shatter Death does this, Upheaval does this, Impale does this. Every single ability applies passive, which is pretty cool. Also, that means they took out the stupid pillars. The little pillar minigame was my least favorite part of Skarner. That's why I play like barely any Skarner, even though I still like him. So yeah, I'm glad that's gone. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's all right. I think the coolest ability so far is the rock is pretty cool. I like that. But I think the coolest ability, this shield is like whatever. Like this shield is fine. But the coolest ability by far is the E. It's even better than his ult. It looks like his E is like actually his ult is like actually giga nerfed. They should have shown it like bash into the wall because that's like the best part. So yeah, thematically, W. He's huge. He's a big boy. However, here's the issue, guys. Here's the issue. So, a Skarner main had to get this, I think, off the PvE. The issue is all of... Okay, so what he said was, by the way, was... never mind, it's a fucking over 3x HP scaling. Cooking is doomed. This is the problem. This right here is the problem. We'll go over the numbers. But guys, he only has HP scaling. HP scaling on his Q. HP scaling on his W, which that one makes sense. HP scaling on his E. All of his abilities are only HP scaling. That is the problem. So all they did was basically make him an engage tank. And that is all he's good for. There was a time in pretty much all of Skarner's abilities, including right now, where he scaled off of AP, he scaled off of AD, you could build him hybrid, you could get Trinity Force on him, and that was really funny. Like, you could do all kinds of different builds. Skarner was a versatile champion. This completely gets rid of that. Now you just build him tank. He's Dr. Mundo, literally X2. It's like, yeah. Actually, yeah, someone even said that right here. Yeah, they made him Dr. Mundo version 2. I really hate this. I don't know why League of Legends does this all the time. They can sometimes make cool kits, but man, this is absolutely ridiculous. They overbuff the percentage health damage. Like 15% max health on an 8-second cooldown, and that 8-second cooldown by level goes down 1.5 seconds is actually fucking nuts. Like, this is huge. Look at that. 15% max health. Okay? That is over and above his passive scaling on what it will be ultimately a cooldown of, what, 5.5 seconds? This is insane. Riot Games has no idea how this scaling will work. It's going to be... this ability by itself, this is going to be his first max ability, is going to be fucking nuts, man. It's absolutely insane. And because of this, they took out all other interesting scalings from the game, which means you can only build tank on Skarner. And Skarner, you could build as a versatile AP champion. You could build him as on-hit AD. You could do tanky bruiser. And I mean, obviously, his most popular build was a very, very strong engage. You know, you go Predator, you go this, you go that. Dead Man's Plate, everything for movement speed and zoominess. The problem is that you lose the versatility of the champion when you do this, Riot Games. And that always has and always will piss me off. So they're absolutely doing this. Skarner's shield, unironically, even more boring than it used to be. So now it does a little bit of damage and it slows, whereas before it would give you a massive movement speed and attack speed boost. So it was like a self buff. This is still a self buff. It's still used in a very similar fashion, but this is like you slow enemies instead of, you know, speeding yourself up. So it's just inherently, in my opinion, yeah, his W is now an exact copy of J4W. Basically true, except it does damage. J4W does not do damage, but yeah, exactly. And the damage is completely negligible. It doesn't scale at all. It does a flat damage, and the shield, of course, scales with max health. This is the only place where max health scaling actually makes sense, by the way, guys. Like, this is the only place. The shield is the only place where max health scaling makes sense. And then finally, the E, another amount of max health scaling. Now, we don't have the numbers for his R. We don't have the numbers for his passive, but it's probably the same story. And if it isn't, then that's different. But like, if his passive has like AD or AP scaling, maybe that's a little bit different. But I don't think it will be. And that's a huge problem. So I really hate when they did this even on a lower extent for Udyr. Like, Udyr is still a versatile champion. You can still make multiple builds on Udyr. But as an Udyr main, they basically completely negated the efficacy and the usefulness of building on hit, of building attack speed. Both of those things, like, when I build them and I'm good with them because I'm good at playing that style of champion. But the build is in, like, the way Udyr works. You want to build him full tank, you want to build him heavy AD with, like, lethality, or you want to build him, like, heavy AP, or, like, you know, mix of that. But that's it. You can no longer build him attack speed, you can no longer build him on hit. And like, they took out the versatility for easily the most versatile champion in the game. Udyr is supposed to be the versatile champion. He's supposed to be the jack of all trades, kind of shitty at everything kind of thing. But like, and this is what they do with all their reworks. Every single rework works like this. Like, even Urgot had AP scalings way back in OG Urgot. And now he has no AP scalings. He's just, you know, an AD monster. And he's really cool design. Like, that's another example. A really cool thematic design, but an absolute huge L in terms of taking out versatility. You don't have to make the numbers crazy. Just don't take out the scalings. Like, you can lower the scaling, that's fine. But, like, having 0 scalings whatsoever basically means you can only build one way. That is why people only build Udyr as AP tank mostly nowadays, unless you're me and you're an absolute idiot. That is why people only build Urgot 80 Bruiser. And with the same items every single season. All of these characters, build-wise, are just simpler now. And you have one way to go, no other way to go, and I hate that they made Skarner this exact same way. Like, this makes me so sad. It is indeed, as the saying goes, completely Jover. Completely Jover, guys. I'm very sad. I'm very sad. Thematically cool, but numbers-wise, and like what they're doing with the champion in general, just so unhappy with it, man. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think, because I am so unhappy about this. Yeah, Dr. Mundo version 2. Make every tank like this, so tanks are actual tanks. So this guy likes having tanks. But yeah, this guy forgets. This is so true. Skarner was never a tank. Skarner was never a tank. He was always like a bruiser. Oh my god, yeah. There's no AD scaling. None of these. Percentage health scaling should never be a thing, period. Yes. And they add it to tanks because they're like, tanks need to do damage. But they could just add, you know, a pure AD scaling back to tanks. And then you can have a tank that has to get like a damage item. Then they have to sacrifice some actual tank stats to be able to do damage. Oh my god. Whatever happened to that, like, way of thinking, Riot Games? I don't know what Riot Games balance team is thinking with these things, man. I completely agree with you, Sean. Like, having simpler characters, yeah, mind blown, exactly. Having simpler characters as in terms of like scalings, and it just locks them into a certain playstyle, and they don't have to sacrifice stats. Maybe that makes the knobs turn easier, but then you get question marks like fucking Akali or Katarina. And they're like, okay, we want these characters to be dual scaling, but they're going to be completely unbalanceable. That's because you make every single ability AD and AP scaling. Yeah, no shit, that's going to be hard to balance. Same with Kayle. Oh my god. I really hope they get over this little kick. But I mean, it is Riot Games. I don't think they'll ever get over this. It's very sad. Yeah. Someone finally caught on. 15% max HP scaling on his Q, man. At level 1. It's going to be really dumb. It's going to be really dumb. I will play it, but guys, I'm not going to... I don't like to play one-dimensional characters. And they made one of the most versatile characters into a one-dimensional character. And I will play it. I'll give you guys my honest opinion whenever it comes out. But I'm not gonna fucking like it. I'm like, this shit is exactly what I did not want with the with the rework for Skarner. I'm very sad. Anyways, eventually this will plague every champion and people will be tired of it. Dude, I think that already is the case, Sean. I think people are already tired of it, and it's already plaguing every fucking champion. Like, every champion that has been reworked has lost scaling. Has lost like versatility. And they've been shoehorned into a single play style of playing the game. Absolutely. Dude, who here remembers original Gangplank? You could be Tank Plank, you could be Bank Plank, you could be Crit Plank, you could be Bruiser Plank, you could be all these things. What can you do with the Gangplank now? Only crit. Only crit and nothing but crit. You max CDR, you max crit. You go ER first, you go IE next, you go Navori maybe if you're feeling really cheeky with cooldown reduction, and that is it. You literally go full crit. They took out his versatility completely. Who here remembers Warwick? Warwick had quite a bit of AP scaling, actually. Some really funny AP scaling on his passive on hit and on his Q, and they on his R as well. They took that out. Renekton, I don't think any longer has AP scaling at all, because like that entire Wizard Lizard thing, who remembers the Wizard Lizard? That's all gone. Urgot, I already talked about Urgot. Urgot had AP scaling. He had AD scaling. He was an inherently unbalanced champion, but he at least had many different scalings. And now you build Titanic Hydra, you build on hit, you build Cleaver. That is it. You build him as like a ranged on hit bruiser. And thematically, I love Urgot. He's really cool. He's really fun to play. I play him in the jungle. But man, he's no longer versatile. You have to build the same items. And a lot of times when those items are gutted because of other champions, Urgot is in the gutter for like 3 months in a row until they figure out, oh my god, we forgot about this. Oh god, let's kind of fix this, guys. And you're like, yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't make a character be beholden to one build and one build only. And then they make abominations like Kaisa. They make abominations like Kaisa where you scale off of every fucking stat in the game to an absurd degree, and that is the entire point of your champion, and you're just busted forever. Like, same thing with Zeri. Zeri, Kaisa, it's always these fucking attack range champions that are always this way. Oh my god, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, there we go. A little rant at the end. A little salty rant at the end as well. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's talk about a happier thing, guys. We're going to talk about a happier thing. Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm very excited for this game. We officially have Dragon's Dogma 2. It releases in like 4 days. But I've never played Dragon's Dogma 1. So I really have no idea what to expect. Why does LOI top always seem OP? Because she's a one-dimensional champion. All of her damage is put into her tentacles. And her ultimate is an insane steroid mixed with her E with percentage health damage. And that is never balanced. And Illoi is a prime example of why that is never balanced. Next question. There you go.